Hello, you wonderful legends. Season 3 is upon us, and I know a lot of you will be trying to get your hands on the wonderful titanium case that's just come out. So this will be a guide on the Season 3 breaching task. There are 3 subsidiaries to this, so timestamps will be below. Do check those out if you want to skip ahead. And at the end, we'll be talking about some Season 3 tips and tricks you can use. Now, there are some items that you really want to accumulate before you get to that specific task. And these will be listed right here. Now, if you want to identify whether an item is a household, military item, and so on, in a raid, all you can do is just double click on an item or click details. And look at the top left hand side, it will tell you exactly what that miscellaneous item is. Otherwise, if you're in your inventory, just head to miscellaneous items and look for anything that you need. Let's jump right into it. Starting straight on the first mission, we have a mission from Deke. Now, any missions that have 2 separate sections will usually have the separate section missing. It'll be hidden. You won't be able to complete that second task, in this mission being put down supplies, until you complete the first section of this mission. That being, go to Small Hall and farm. Now, if you don't know where Small Hall is, it's the brand new section on this season of farm at the top northern corner. What you have to do is place the items, I believe it's in the bottom right hand corner of this room. Right about here. The next mission we have to do is just head to Villa on Farm, Stable on Farm, and Grain Trade on Farm. All of these will be available at the same time, so don't worry, you won't have to go through them individually. In the next mission, we have to search 15 unsearched containers in Farm. That's fairly self-explanatory. You can just find any old container, military crates, med cases, doesn't matter. Just 15 of them, search them before anyone else. That includes your teammates. And after you complete that, you need to bring out 200k worth of items. The next mission, Retreat, is eliminate 5 enemies on Valley, the map Valley. And after you complete that, you just have to find items in the beach villa area. I'm not too sure how many it was. I think it was 15 or 10 items. Really not that hard. Just pick up anything. You can drop it immediately after you pick it up. You don't have to keep those items. Next, in compensation, you have to head to the frontier positions in Valley. If you don't know, that is the northern western part of Valley. After that, you can head straight to the supply camp, which is just to the right of it. And then radar station, which is to the bottom middle left of Valley. Cleaning house is simple enough again. Just set up camp at the campsite in Valley. A lot of people don't know where this is, but heading straight to the Valley, the camp it speaks about is just here. The area you actually have to camp at is just here. If you head to this little stack of wood, you'll have to stand here for about 8 seconds, I think it is, and you'll be good to go. After you do that, this is where the first section of the items you should have collected beforehand comes in handy. You need to deliver 20 household items brought out from the Dark Zone. Now, whenever it says bring out items from the Dark Zone, without any specifics regarding a map, what you can actually do is save the items beforehand and then hand them in when the mission starts. This only works if it's not map specific, and these must be items that you have found in raid. You can't sadly buy items and then hand them in when the mission starts. They have to be found in raid. So what I'd suggest is hold on to all those items before the mission starts, and you'll be good to go. Next we have Arrogance. This is eliminate 5 enemies at the Nortuna camp, Valley Village, and RV camp in Valley. The area that you can actually kill scavs for this mission is approximately this area right here highlighted. Anything outside this square will not count. It doesn't matter whether you're inside or outside the square, as long as you or whatever you kill is inside that area, you'll get a point. The next mission we have is Rift. Send a letter to Pino radio station on Valley and extract from Valley 1 time. You'll need to do the letter before you'll get this task. So, as long as you hand this letter and then you immediately extract, you'll be fine. The Pino radio is this area right here. and the task will have to be handed in this tiny room first as you enter, but it will be highlighted on your map. Next mission we have is risk management. Now I believe each one of these gets individually shown after you complete, so you need to investigate the truck on the highway on farm first, then investigate the broken bridge on the highway, and then the roadblock on the highway to farm. And then after you do all that, you have to eliminate 5 enemies near the east-west main road. Basically, what this is saying, I believe it is this truck right here you need to search, and after that, you head to this broken bridge, investigate the broken bridge, and then the final area is this roadblock right here, right next to loading area. After that, you're allowed to kill scavs anywhere along this highway right here. Again, if you're in the highway or whatever you kill is in the highway, it will count. But you can't walk into Wheatfield Hut and kill scavs in the Wheatfield Hut when not on the highway. It has to be on the highway. Either yourself or the scav you're killing, or the player. The next mission, the past, is head to the north and south villages of Northridge. That's the northern and southern village on the east side of Northridge. Head to the sawmill and then head to the Northridge Hotel. That's fairly self-explanatory. Just look at the map and you'll find them. Next is Paranoia. Search unsearched containers 5 times at the supply camp in Valley. That is the supply camp that's labeled. Any containers there will do. You just need to search 5 ones that have not been searched during that raid by somebody else, including your teammates. So watch out for that. After you complete that, you need to eliminate 5 enemies in the beachhead positions, supply camp, and frontier positions in Valley. That is, again, an area mission. That area being defined by this square right here. Anything outside of this square will not count towards your mission. For the next mission, Expert, you must search 6 unsearched clothing items. That includes any kind of jacket you can find in the South Village sewage plant. And then after you do that, you need to place a letter on the 2nd floor of the Beekeeper's Hut in Northridge. Now, there's loads of jackets in the South Village. Sadly, the interactive map doesn't show all of them, but there's 2 right here. I know there's 1 inside this house, I believe. And you can find a whole bunch inside the brand new sewage plant. You'll find them inside this building, inside the new outpost just over here, where it's in between the entrance and the pharmacy. Just go there, search 6 jackets, and you'll be alright. Now, for the next mission, Abnormalities, you'll need to search 1 unsearched safe on Valley. Very simple, self-explanatory. And after you do that, you'll need to confirm evidence at the Pinot radio station. Now, again, the Pinot radio station is right here, and you'll just need to go inside the main building and finish that mission. For Nightmare, you have to deliver 20 miscellaneous military items brought out from Dark Zone. If you've already saved up 20 miscellaneous military items, you can just hand these in, and you'll get access to the second part of this quest, which is bring out items worth 300k coin. That does not mean that the item itself needs to be worth 300k coin, it just means your total extraction value has to be above 300k coin. The next mission is Shadow of the West. For this, you'll need to search 5 unsearched containers in the North Village. Very simple. And then you'll need to investigate the anti-aircraft missiles at the North Village on Northridge. And then after that, place the beacon at the South Village, East Northridge. This will be labeled after we finish these 2 tasks, but the missiles you'll be looking for will be located on the road just here. The next mission, Declaration of Allegiance, is to search 5 unsearched drawers in Northridge on the North Village, and then eliminate 5 enemies at the North and South Villages, and Sewage, and Sawmill. Now, 3 drawers you can easily get access to in the Northern Village will be located in this northern building right here. As you walk in, there'll be a set of 3 drawers you can quickly loot and complete your mission. Now, for the next mission, Snafu, you need to search 5 unsearched pieces of clothing or document boxes in the Northern Village. There'll be plenty of clothing items. If you just look at the interactive map, it will show you most of them on the Northern Village. Otherwise, there is 1 or 2 document cases in 1 or 2 of the major larger buildings that you can go and search as well. After that, you'll need to find traces of explosive production at the Northern Village weapon store. Now, this weapon store is this one stated right here. Just need to go in there. The next mission out of the net is a 4-segmented mission, so you can't do any of these until you complete the one above. First, you have to head to the Dilapidated Shack, so hopefully you get a spawn on the eastern side of the map, where you can head to the Dilapidated Shack, after which you can head straight to Southwest Camp, which is the big rock with the RV trucks on top, after which you can eliminate 5 enemies directly at camp surfaces, which is below Southwest Camp, and then head straight to the observation tower just left of camp surfaces to send a message for help. The next mission is Choice. Here you need to eliminate 3 operators on Northridge and eliminate 5 militants on Northridge. Both of these are team objectives, so don't worry about completing this on your own. You can grab some mates and kill PMCs together. Have fun on this one. Next mission is Lying in Wait. Here, again, it's a team objective. You need to kill 3 operators on Northridge. Again, if you can, preferably get these 2 missions together, so you can just complete them in one go. And then after which, you need to extract from Northridge 1 time. The next subsection here is End of the Road. First mission you get, I believe, is Survivors at the bottom here. You'll need to bring out 30 weapon accessories from the Dark Zone, and then bring out 240 various ammo cases. Now, what this essentially means is anything on a gun will count as a weapon accessory. If you pick up scav weapons that have a lot of parts, every single thing, every handguard, every stock, every grip, every light on it will count as a weapon accessory. So what I suggest is head into a raid, loot as many ammo crates for grey ammo or anything of the sort you can find, and then loot scav guns, because scav guns will individually have around between 6 and 8 weapon parts to build the gun itself, that you can take the entire gun, and it will split those guns into weapon accessories when you extract. For example, if I were to, let's say, pick up a AKM scav gun, each individual part that builds it, this AK premium charging handle, anything of the sort, the sight, the handguard, and the gas tube will all count as individual weapon accessories, including the mag. So pick up mags, pick up spare mags as well when you're doing this mission. And lastly, if you do take ammo out of the mags before you get outside the raid, I do believe that counts towards the ammo contribution. Next mission here is Guard Corps. For Guard Corps, you'll need to scout the surrounding areas at the Stable Riding School and Farm. That's a new area next to Stable Warehouse. Next after that, you'll need to scout the surrounding areas at Grain Trade Center, loading areas. That's the new building north of Grain Trade, or northwest of Grain Trade. And you just need to go there, head to the 2nd floor where the PC rooms are, and then you'll be able to scout it. Next, you need to eliminate 8 enemies with a Mini 14, F57 or UMP. I would highly suggest running the UMP for this, as a lot of quick kits will have an UMP easily accessible that you can just use and get this mission done. You will need to do this between the Stable and Grain Trade service area. These areas are denotated by V squares. The next mission here is Breaking Point. Breaking Point, you need to go to the radar station Armory. Simple enough, it's a central zone. And then after which, you'll need to place letters at the Armory Maintenance Room. The Armory Maintenance Room will be located on the 2nd floor of radar station, and it'll just be tucked away at the very top of it in the back here. You'll see loads of electrical equipment and machines. Head to the far corner, place your letter, and you'll be fine. After which, you'll get on to Identity Revealed. For this, you need to investigate clues at the port or barn in Valley. You can head to either one of these. Port, you'll need to head to the 2nd floor of port, I believe. For barn, it's talking about this area right here, if you've never been to it before. Just head in there, whichever one is closer to you, and complete your task. After which, you'll need to eliminate 10 enemies on the small factory in Valley. That's a fairly simple one. You can just sit around, wait for scavs to respawn, leave the area if you need to, and come back in. And otherwise, I'd recommend doing this on normals, as player scavs and scav spawns and AI bot scavs tend to spawn more often, and they will enter a small factory. After which you have plan in motion. Here you need to obtain explosives for the parking lot store in Northridge, and then hide explosives at the specified area in cable car observation deck, and then extract from Northridge once via the cable car. Now, to do this very simply, all you have to do is head into the parking lot. There will be a back building at the back right here. Head to cable car station. I believe it's downstairs you need to head to in order to place the items. After which, if you bring 7.5k in Cohen, you'll be able to take the cable car extract. Make sure to do this on lockdown, however, otherwise if you go on forbidden, you'll require 2 dog tags to take the cable car extract. The next mission is empty-handed. Here you'll have to search 5 containers at the communication station main building in Northridge. That is the central building with a free safe inside of it. So easy to distinguish. You need to be in there and loot 5 containers. Next, you'll need to destroy the control panel in the communication station annex building. I believe that is the building southwest of the main building that you'll do the first section of the mission in. Just head to the control panel there and destroy it. Next mission is accident. Here you'll need to obtain operation plans from the 3rd floor of camp services in Northridge. The 3rd floor will be the floor in which the free safe is. If you head to the back of the free safe room, you'll find some PCs, desks, and the operation plan. Next, you'll need to place the operation plan in the mine entrance in the armory. Head to Northridge, collect the plan, and then head to armory and deliver the plan. You won't lose the plan. If you die between the 2 raids, it stays with you until you complete the mission. Next mission is reinforcing the fences. So the exterior walls will be the big concrete walls with cracks in them on the northern side of gas station, or the northern western side of repair facility. After which, you'll need to deliver 30 building items brought out from Dark Zone. Again, if you have those 30 items already that you've already brought out from the Dark Zone, you can hand them straight in. Grey, blue, purple, or gold. You can hand them straight in, and they'll count. After which, you have advancing the timeline. For here, you need to, as a team, eliminate 10 enemies at the repair facility and armory, so you can do this together. And then place supplies at the specified location in Secret Passage in Armory. Now the Secret Passage is this passage between Repair Facility and the shack on the outside. If you head down here, head to the middle section of it, you'll be able to complete your task. After which you'll have Dark as Night. For this, you'll need to set up 2 observation points at the mine periphery on Armory. The mine peripheries you have to set up out one will be here, and one just underneath the tower right here. Head to these 2 locations on either side of the mine. Next, you have all according to plan, which is fairly simple. Just head to Barn on Valley, which is the barn I stated before, and place some letters. After which you have tables turned. Here you need to eliminate 8 operators at Armory Periphery in Armory. Now that is the same periphery area that we have to set up the observation points for. This is your designated scav and PMC killing zone. After which you have turn for the worse. Eliminate 8 operators at the armory periphery again, and then successfully extract from armory once. So this and table's turn, you really want to do at the same time, as they're exactly the same task. Next, you have situation settled, which is eliminate 5 enemies in Valley Village, which is fairly simple. Keep within the Valley Village area, and you'll be okay. And then, after you complete that, place gifts in the Valley Village, which will be the northern hut at the north section of Valley Village. Very simple. After which, you have escape route. For here, you need to search unsearched airdrops in Valley. If you head to the interactive map on Valley, you'll be able to find them all. There's 4 of them directly to the western side of Valley in a straight line. So if you get the western point on Valley, you can head straight there and loot all 4 containers in a row. After which, you'll need to head to the small port and hand in the signal. Next, we have No Way Out. For this, you'll need to eliminate 10 enemies at the radar station, beachhead positions, and port in Valley, and then bring out 2 primary weapons on Valley. These can be scav primary weapons, anything on sword, just kill 2 scavs and hand in those weapons. As a team, you have to be in this area right here. After which you have Spiderweb. You have to investigate the clues at the eastern farm and valley, and then observe ships at sea from the second floor of port and valley. Second floor of port being the little balcony as you come out of port, the main port building. And then after which you need to eliminate 10 enemies in valley, anywhere. Next you have Armory Memories. Obtain the reward from the counter at the second floor of the motel and farm. Very simple. Head to the second floor, pick up the reward. I believe it's on the balcony with the medical container on the outside. Next you have Cheating Death again, which is looting 15 beverages on Valley and investigating the boat beneath the cliff on Pino radio station. For this, very important, you can either loot 15 beverages on Valley, just anywhere on Valley. Otherwise, if you want to, you can head to the brand new purchasing stations, a total of 5 beverages every raid, especially if you're running a little short and you just need a few more beverages. After which, you have No Escape. Here you need to offer your condolences at the candle table on the corridor behind Small Hall. That's the corridor at the back of Small Hall main building with the drawers. Next, you have Lone Warrior. Here you need to search unsearched document boxes 5 times in farm. There's loads of there's many document boxes in farm. I would recommend heading to Lockdown, however, as many document boxes are missing if you head to normal farm. Otherwise, go naked on normal farm and just do multiple raids. And then we get to end of the road. Here we need to examine the battle traces of the armory garage, examine the battle traces of the ammo dump, and then examine the last battle traces, discover the letter at the armory's specified location. All of these will be labeled on your map, so don't worry, you can do them all one by one. After which, you'll need to head back to farm, to that same spot, and give your condolences to the candle table right next to those drawers. And finally, we get to Separate Paths. Here, you'll have Unwelcome Guests, eliminate 10 enemies with an F2000, ZC-807 or AR-57. Grab whichever gun you want and kill as many scavs or PMCs as you want on normal Valley. It doesn't matter which mode you go on, as long as it's Valley. Hidden Dangers is eliminating 10 enemies with Vector 9 MPX P90 on the east side of farm. Anywhere on the eastern half of farm will count. It doesn't matter where you go, just has to be on the eastern side. After which, you'll need to retrieve combat plans from the Grain Trade Center in the loading area. That'll be the second floor computer office area in the new building on the northern western side of. After which, you have Old Friends in the Valley. Eliminate 6 operators in Valley. I'd recommend heading to normal Valley, as you'll find a lot of bot PMCs you can just kill, and it'll be simple as. Bootstraps is next. Here we need to bring out 1.5 million coins worth of items. You don't need to do all this in one raid. You can do it in multiple separate raids. So if you have this as a secondary task, don't focus on it. Just leave it be and it'll complete itself. After which we have Old Enemy. Deliver 30 flammable items from the Dark Zone. If you have 30 flammable items in your inventory already, in your stash, you can hand them straight in. Again, you can't buy these from the market, you have to find them in raid. But as long as you keep them, you hand them in, you're good to go. After which we have Northridge Ore. Apply supply samples from the pool table on the 3rd floor of Northridge Hotel. That is the top floor of Northridge Hotel where Fred can spawn the boss. So just head up to that building, right next to the pool table, and obtain the supplies. After which, you'll need to eliminate 10 enemies in Northridge Hotel. That is the area around the hotel. Doesn't matter whether you kill them outside or inside, as long as one of you is in the zone, it will count. After which you have a lesson in respect. Bring out 10 purple or better miscellaneous tools from Northridge. Now you normally get this last after these two, but what you have to do is search any toolboxes you can find on Northridge. Those will usually be on the eastern side of Northridge. You'll find a load in Sewage Plant and the northern and southern village. Keep heading to that eastern section, keep looting all the toolboxes, especially in Forbidden, you'll find many purple items. After which you have Underground Network. Here you need to investigate the surroundings in the periphery north highway of Armory. That is the northern highway that connects the repair facility, mines, and gas station. Keep walking on the highway and you'll get this task done. Next we have Freeway Collaboration. Here we need to place samples on the second floor of the Beach Villa main building in Valley, and then eliminate one boss in Northridge. This task is very hard to do solo. I would highly recommend grabbing a 4-man team and heading into separate locations and then trying to find Fred. The reason I say this is Fred has multiple spawning locations on Northridge. He can spawn in Cable Car, which is predominantly his main spawn. This is one of the main spawns you want to try and rush. He can spawn in Sewage Plant. He can spawn in Hotel 3rd Floor. And Communication Station, as well as Camp Services. All 5 of these spots he can spawn in. So what I'd suggest is whichever spawn you get, if you get Dilapidated Shack, you send half your team to Hotel, and half your team to Sewage Plant, and then clear out each one of these spawns with a team that's split. And if you get Southwest Camp, send one person to Camp Services, one person to Communication Station, and one person to Hotel. As long as someone on your team kills the boss whilst you're alive, you will complete this task. But do not try to do this solo, it is incredibly difficult. After which, you have Changing Times. For this, you need to eliminate 10 enemies on the Beach Villa in Valley, very simple, and then investigate the Beach Villa. For this, you just need to stay in the Beach Villa on normal Valley and kill, loot as much as you can. You'll be fine for this. After which, you have Captured. Bring out 10 purple or better miscellaneous military items from Armory. I do have a tactic for this. If you're in Armory, the best locations to loot purple military items are obviously inside Armory itself. Any of the weapon cases will give you purple items on Forbidden, anything like that, if you're lucky. Your best chance, however, from what I've found, is inside Radar Station, there is 1 and 2 of these anti-air cannons. Now, as loot spawns around these anti-air cannons on both Lockdown and Forbidden, you'll find many loose mortar shells. Mortar shells are purple items which you can quickly grab as loot spawns, and 2 to 3 of them will usually spawn between these 2 anti-air guns. After which, heading to Station Area, you'll find many of these same mortar shells and purple military items on the ground around staging. My usual path, especially if I get a central spawn on Armory to do this task, is from Radar Station, heading to this gun, to the staging area, after which heading across to Repair Facility, which most of the time you'll find engagements, but you can loot all of the weapon safes inside this building, and maybe you'll get lucky on Secret Passage in the storage cases, after which heading back to Shooting Range, and if Armory has not been opened, heading into Armory and finding any purple items you can. All of this area right here is not the best for looting military items. There's hardly any weapon cases around, to try and avoid gas station, mine, or field. After which, you have the Unity task. For this, you need to send a letter to the Northridge Hotel, Building B, 1st floor. That's fairly self-explanatory, just head there and send a letter. After which, you'll need to head to Armory, and at the Radar Station, on the 2nd floor, or 3rd floor, the same place that you found all the machinery, you need to send a letter there. Nearing the end, we have a warning. Here you need to eliminate a Valley boss. My best suggestion for this task is finding DOS at one of 3 locations. Noan Courtyard, RV Camp, or Beach Villa. Now, how I did this task is I kept running into normal Valley with a deagle and no armor. And every time I would run towards Beach Villa first, his primary spawn, and then Noan Courtyard, then RV Camp. If I did not find him at any of these 3 locations, I would immediately back out of the raid and head into the next one. Heading into Normal Valley seems to spawn DOS more often than Lockdown Valley. I don't know why it's the case, but it seems to be the case. Don't worry too much about his guards. They're very dumb on Normal Valley, and they're very unlikely to kill you. For Jones, you need to search 5 unsearched safes in Armory and then extract from Armory 1 time. There is a total of 7 safes in Armory, so as long as you have keys or you're willing to just take all of the free safes, plus 1 key, you can complete this task just by going inside Armory and looting those safes. Then take any extract you want, preferably the one inside Armory itself, and extract. After which we have Chess. For this, you need to obtain the reward from the Small Horn Farm. Head to the Small Horn Farm, and it will just be a reward. I believe it's the bottom left corner of Small Horn Farm. And after which, you can eliminate 2 bosses on farm. It doesn't matter whether you kill the new female boss or whether you kill Ajax, as long as you kill 2 of them. Either or, it could be 2 of Ajax or 2 of the female boss. You'll be fine. I'd recommend going on Lockdown for these, as Lockdown seems to spawn more farm bosses than normal farm. After which, we have Authority and Power. For here, we have to search 5 unsearched document cases in Armory. There's a total of 7. There's a total of 5 document boxes inside the interior of Armory itself, so as long as you loot all 5 of them, you'll be fine. And after which, you need to get a letter from the basement in the Intelligence Center, which is right next to the 3 time safes at the basement of Armory. Next, we have Recommendation. For Recommendation, you need to get a letter from the 2nd floor of Grain Trade Central Loading Area. You've been here multiple times before at this point, so just head to that same office 2nd floor room and collect the letter. And the final task you'll have is Kimonos. For this, you need to hand in 20 miscellaneous items that are gold or better. You can't save these, sadly. You have to find them as you get the quest, or after you get the quest. And after you get 20 golds, you have to extract from TV 1 time. And after all this, you'll be rewarded with your 3x3 titanium case. Alrighty, legends, we've now reached the point of the video where I'll tell you some diabolical tips which you can consume. Firstly, a lot of people don't know, but if you modify a gun, as you can see with this HK, it's currently got 67 ergo, but if I add some really cheap 700k Cohen iron sights, it will actually go up by 1, and then if we put the rear sight on, we will also get an extra ergo point. It's not much, but it's important to know. Secondly, if you're looking to have infinite storage in your stash, let's say you've got an entire full stash here and you are completely out of space, what you can actually do is use your market mail and store stuff for an entire year without having to touch it. Now, all you have to do is grab a backpack that is listable. I prefer the Medfield bag, as anything above 28 slots, which the Medfield is, does tend to have issues. So all you have to do is equip the Medfield backpack, drag any items you want. This could be ammo, this could be anything. This armor, it does not matter. Make sure there's nothing in the armor. It could also be... what do we have here? A thermal scope. Let's pop that in there. So with all this in the bag, you can drag it into your stash, or just keep it equipped. You click sell, list on the market, and crucially, what we want to do is put everything as back to storage. Except for the Medfield backpack itself. So everything here is back to storage, returned to storage, except for the backpack. And you'll usually know if you've done it right, as the backpack itself will state that it's around between 60 to 80k. If there's a discrepancy, you see it's 80k, then something has not gone to storage. Now it's 60k, I know it's just the backpack that's being sold. And now I can click list all. Now you want to grab your backpack before it sells. as you want to reuse this for extra storage. Now you see, where's all my items gone? They've not gone back to my storage. Well, they're actually in my market mail. As you can see here, I've got 364 days to pick up all these items. And that includes my thermal scope, all of my ammo, and so on. Now, coming over here, I have a lot of storage items tucked away. And the best thing is, you can also do this with thermal scopes and reds. Now, some reds will not go on the market. It's bizarre how they work. Secret documents and certain reds, such as the special event Penguin, will not go on the market. It is very bizarre. But for the rest of them, you can send them to market and save yourself a lot of space. So as you can see, I do this with a lot of my ammo when I'm reselling ammo, and it's good to go. When you want to collect it, you just press claim. You'll get it, and then if you don't want to collect the rest of the items, make sure to press escape. Otherwise, it'll keep going through the list and picking up everything. Do not click next page unless you're planning on picking it all back up. So anyways, that's how you do that. And lastly, there is a new key for your control system that you should know of, and that is the quick reload button, which is found in use weapons and equipment. Now you'll find this at the very bottom of it, just above quick bars and item controls, and what this key does is whilst you're on raid, you can hold it to select a specific ammo in your rig, in your case, anything of the sort, and it will automatically load all of your mags that are in your rig whilst you're walking. You don't need to enter your backpack and drag the ammo to that mag, it will automatically load it. Anyway guys, it's been a pleasure. Please, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to show your support, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Ciao.